I learned my neighbor didn't exist halfway through the year. I've never met my upstairs neighbor, but I know him. I know he wakes up at 6 in the morning. I hear his alarm through the ceiling. Faint, muffled but precise. 3 beeps, then silence. He never hits snooze. I know he showers at 6:15. The pipes groan to life every morning, and the water runs for exactly 12 minutes. I've timed it, without meaning to. At 6:30, I hear footsteps, heavy ones, from the bathroom to what I assume is the bedroom. Sometimes back again. Work boots, maybe? Or just someone who walks with weight. By 7 o'clock, his front door closes. The lock clicks once. Then there's silence. Until evening. I've never seen him, never heard his voice, never had his mail delivered to my apartment by mistake. But I know his rhythms better than I know my own. It started about a year ago, right after I moved in. New city, new job, no friends yet, no routines that felt settled. The first morning, his alarm woke me up, and I remember feeling annoyed. Thin walls, I thought, great. But then the shower started, then the footsteps, then the door closed at 7, and I realized something. I wasn't alone here. It sounds stupid when I say it out loud. He wasn't company. We weren't friends. I didn't even know his name. But there was something comforting about knowing someone else existed above me, living their life, following a routine, taking up space. The apartment felt less empty. After a few weeks, I started timing my mornings to his. When his alarm went off at 6, I woke up too. When I heard his shower start, I put the coffee on. By the time his water shut off, my coffee was ready. I ate breakfast to the sound of his footsteps overhead, back and forth, bedroom to kitchen, kitchen to door. When his door closed at 7, I left for work 10 minutes later. Without really noticing, his routine became my routine. And somewhere along the way, I started caring. One morning, his alarm didn't go off until 6:30. I lay there staring at the ceiling, genuinely worried. Was he sick? Did something happen? When the shower finally started at 6:45, I felt relieved. Another day, he came home at 3 in the afternoon instead of his usual 6. I heard the door open, the heavy footsteps, and I wondered what had gone wrong. Had he lost his job? Had something happened? I never found out. But I cared. That's the strange part. I cared about a stranger I had never met. Then, last month, the pattern broke. The alarm still went off at 6 a.m., but the shower didn't start. I lay in bed listening, waiting for the pipes to groan. They never did. No footsteps either. At 7, his door didn't close. I got up, made coffee, kept glancing at the ceiling. Nothing. The next morning was the same. The alarm, then silence. By the 3rd morning, I was unsettled. On the 4th day, I stood in the hallway outside his apartment, 3B, directly above mine, with my hand raised to knock, but I didn't. What would I even say? Hi, I'm your downstairs neighbor. I've been listening to your routine for a year. Are you okay? I went back downstairs. The alarm kept going off. Every morning. 6 a.m. 3 beeps. But nothing followed. No shower, no footsteps, no door. A week passed. Then 2. I started sleeping badly. I'd wake up before 6, waiting for the alarm. When it rang, I'd listen for the shower. It never came. I realized something I didn't want to admit. I needed those sounds. I'd built my entire sense of not being alone around them. Without them, the apartment felt wrong, empty in a way it hadn't before. 3 weeks after the silence started, my landlord called. He said he wanted to give me a heads up. They'd be showing the apartment above me soon. Apartment 3B. I stared at the ceiling. Showing it? I asked. Yeah, he said. The lease ended last month. Tenant moved out. We cleaned it up, repainted. Should have someone new in there soon. My mouth dried. When
When did they move out? He checked. Early December, around the 8th. That was 8 months ago. The landlord kept talking, but I couldn't hear him anymore. I was thinking about the alarm I'd heard that very morning. 6 a.m., 3 beeps. Apartment 3B had been empty for 8 months. The next week, the landlord brought people through. I stood in my apartment listening to footsteps overhead. Real footsteps this time. Voices, laughter. It sounded different. Lighter. Random. Unstructured. When they left, the landlord knocked on my door. I asked him a question I wasn't sure I wanted answered. Has anyone else been in that apartment since December? He looked confused. No, it's been locked up. Why? Have you been hearing something up there? I opened my mouth, then closed it. No, I said. Never mind. That night I didn't sleep. The alarm would go off at 6. I knew it would. It always did. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, trying to decide what I wanted to hear. If the alarm rang, what would that mean? That I was losing my mind? That loneliness made me invent a person? And if it didn't ring, that meant I'd imagined everything. Neither option felt good. At 5:55, I was still awake. 6 o'clock came. 3 beeps. Clear as ever. Then footsteps. Heavy. Familiar. Bathroom to bedroom. The pipes groaned. The shower started. At 7, I heard his door close. I got dressed and went upstairs. The hallway was silent. I stood outside apartment 3B. The door was cold. I put my hand on it. Then I went back downstairs. I called the landlord. I told him I wanted to rent the apartment upstairs. There was a pause on the line. You want both apartments? Yes. Can I ask why? I looked at the ceiling. I need to know, I said. Know what? I took a breath. I need to know if I'm hearing memories or if I'm hearing something else. I moved into 3B 2 weeks later. The first night I set my alarm for 6 a.m. When it went off, I lay in the bed that used to be above mine. I waited, and below me, I heard it. 3 beeps, a shower starting, footsteps, a door closing at 7. I closed my eyes. I still don't know which answer I wanted, but I know which one I got.